Our next story is about work. You know that thing you do between actually living? It's no secret that our workplaces can lead to a lot of frustration for some. Ranting about work is an international pastime, you could say. Long hours, having to constantly be reachable, burning the midnight oil. There's a good chance most of you have been through this. We enjoy it until we don't. And all of us have a different threshold, but that's not even the point. What if we told you that your company, apart from putting you through all of this, may also be stealing your wages? Tonight, we want to talk about wage theft, and we want to tell you how that works. You see, companies are governed by labor laws across the world. All countries have such laws, and a lot of companies flout them. The result is wage theft, among other things, meaning your company is not paying part or all of what you're owed. And how do they do it? Well, there's something called overtime. I'm sure you know this. Most of us do it. That's when you work beyond your regular shift, when you put in extra hours to complete that presentation or show up early to work for that meeting or work through the weekend for that crucial project. It's all overtime. Now, the law says you should be paid extra for it, usually around double of your normal hourly wages. But do you get it? Well, that's wage theft. The second example is work breaks, or rather the lack of work breaks. How many times have you been at your desk from dawn till dusk with no time for any pause, no time for lunch, no time to go to the washroom, definitely no time to stretch your legs? What do you think during those moments? Do you think it's just one of those days that you can take a break once that urgent task is complete? By denying you a work break, your company is once again committing wage theft, because most countries have labor laws that mandate a break. India, for example, has a law like this. Companies have to give you a 30-minute break during work hours, and you cannot work more than 5 hours straight. That is the law. Does your company follow it? Next, we look at leave. In other words, paid offs. How many do you get in a year? Do you end up using all of them? Do you waste leave even after carry forwards? Have you had to give up on leave because your team is short-staffed or you've been told you're indispensable? It may sound like you've been given your due recognition, but technically you're being robbed, because the leaves you were promised in your contract are a form of compensation. And these are just a few examples of wage theft. There are many more, like not reimbursing expenses or companies making random deductions. Wage theft comes in a lot of forms. And it leaves a huge unseen dent on the economy. I have the numbers. In the US, for example, wage theft is estimated at about $50 billion every year, $50 billion annually. That's more than the amount stolen in bank robberies and shoplifting and credit card fraud. 50 billion of wage theft. It's actually more than all those combined. But wage theft usually goes under the radar. If you're from India, all these examples of wage theft must sound quite common. And most likely, you can't do very much about it. You want to impress your bosses. You don't want to file a labor case against your company that may drag on in courts for years. So you take it on the chin. But just know that your company is stealing from you. And when you rise through the ranks, perhaps you can try and change this system.